All right, we got Jarrod back again, and we have just been running through different things you can do with co-living properties, how to make them the most successful and learn from so many of both of our mistakes. Today, we're talking about building a team. All right, Jarrod, let's jump into how you built your team outside of just the padsplit platform.
Mine was a combination of in person and thumbtack
Okay.
and networking with other hosts and networking with the some of the property managers' recommendations. So by team, I'm assuming you mean construction crew, cleaning services, landscaping, plumbers, all the services, right?
Handyman,
Electricians,
electricians,
handymen, all
yeah,
of that.
AC, all that, HVAC. Yep.
Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll just tell you where I found mine and then go from there. How about
Okay,
that?
let's do that.
I,
Yeah.
I found my contractors through other hosts that were doing this model. It's the same way I found my real estate agent. I wanted an agent, and I'm going to include him as part of the team as well. Stephen Gomez, badass agent in Phoenix, if you
Awesome.
need one. But I found him through networking, and this was a needle in a haystack. I wanted a real estate agent that was doing co living in Arizona. And I found him. So, I mean, if you look hard enough, you'll find him. And I found him, and he's really good. And that was key because having not done this before, he could point out things that I may have not thought about. Right? It's several things. Some I didn't listen to him on, and I wish I did, like the washing machine, dishwasher, and things like that. He said, "Don't do the dishwasher." I'm like, they'll be fine. No, they weren't. Um, so things like that. Networking through other hosts, contractors. I went out and found multiple contractors that were doing this type of model, which was also key because they'd done a few before and they had recommendations on things. I'd laid out the house, the first house I bought in a certain way, and it would have worked. But he said, "Hey, look, if you do it this way, you can free up more space here and create two rooms there." And I was like, perfect. And so networking with other hosts was one, and then the other one was Thumbtack. Thumbtack, I found my handyman. So what I do there is I'll have something small in the house, like a fan switch that needs to be replaced. And I was there. Rather than replace it, I had gone on Thumbtack and hired someone to do it to see how that went. And I went through a few, I don't know, 4 or 5 or so, until I found a guy that who's pretty honest, decent price, right? He charged by the hour, and he gave me a bill and a breakdown, very organized, sends pictures, all that. And I didn't even ask him for that stuff. So perfect. So he's been the primary handyman I've had since I started. I found him about 3 months in because I was off for a year, so I focused on that team because I was going to be out of state, so I had to make sure they were solid before I left. And then let's see, the landscaping I used two just because I have two houses that are further away than one, so I used one landscaping company and they're not very much. They're like $80 a service. So I have them come through and clean up, landscaping and whatnot. And I also, the properties themselves, there's no grass. It's all rock. I don't have to mow lawns or anything like that or pay for water and all that stuff. But I do have another guy that I will use at all the properties because he trims palm trees where I'm at. And he's a little bit more inexpensive. So I think time and networking and however you network, I accidentally found my cleaning lady. I was having the biggest problem with the cleaning service. I think I went through 4 or 5 and I was really frustrated because they weren't cheap and they didn't do that great of a. I mean, they cleaned it, but not like, if I'm gonna pay, especially those prices, they were really expensive. They were up there, and I paid one lady $450 to clean the whole house before I had any members in, and it was. I don't know. It was, I guess, clean, but not really. And I pointed out two things specifically, other than the cleaning. That I said, "Hey, I need this done and this done." And she's like, "Okay." And then I came back, and that's the first thing I checked, and neither one of them were done. I'm like, "Wow!" And that left a
Yeah.
bad taste in my mouth. And so I went through a few more and the more expensive, and I was like, "Wow!" So I was down there buying a truck, and that's where I found my cleaning lady on accident. So can't really claim. I guess that's kind of networking in a way, buying a
Yeah.
vehicle and finding her on accident. But
No, but yeah, I agree. It's a lot of networking. I did use Thumbtack for finding my first cleaner when I went down and bought the property. I GC'd it myself. I was down there living there right when I bought it and got the construction going. A lot of the major stuff was up and running before I went back home. And Thumbtack for cleaning was the only thing I found off of there. It was a lot of Facebook groups for the Charlotte area for rentals and contractors. A lot of references. My handyman, my realtor I bought the property used for to buy the property. He's not even a realtor anymore, but that's where I got my handyman from. And unfortunately, right now for me, I never even built out a backup handyman. Like that's scary for me. Like I'm still building my team out there, but this guy has been so good for me that and honest and pointing out things that I might need to do to coming up that are real. Like he's built a good trust base with me, and like he's got a couple people working for him. So it's helped it's helped finding that base person down there to trust. Like he's not my property manager, but he kind of does property manager things like taking pictures for me when he's there, changing out my filters for my furnace filters,
That's
stuff like
funny.
that.
My guy, I do that too. He's turned into that. I've even had him twice now because like Home Depot will deliver stuff and they need a person there. So I'm
Yeah.
like, hey man, I'll pay you to stand around. He's like, okay. So he goes there and like a washer was delivered and then the refrigerator was delivered. He's happy to get paid to stand around. So it works.
Yeah, and my guy, the one time before I found Turno, this is new. I'm still working to see if Turno, the cleaning service, works. And I had him. He's cleaned rooms for me twice now because my cleaners. I had two cleaners that were more expensive than the ones I'm using now, and I'm not really there to see if they really even do a good job. They do take pictures before and after, but you can only see so much out of a picture.
Yeah.
Um, he would just like knock out my rooms. Was he doing the best job in the world? Probably not, but it was getting it at least to the point where when I had somebody move in, they weren't complaining about everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
cool.
not that he offered it the first time, and then I hit him with it again, and I'm like, I kind of feel bad at this point. Like,
Wow. I don't think my cleaning guy or my handyman would do
yeah.
that.
I mean, he still charged me like $75, because it was like a little over an hour of work. But he's like, he still charged me what he would normally charge me if he was, doing handyman work. So,
Yeah.
but it was like I was in a pinch, and he was there anyway. So he's like, "Do you want me to just knock it out while I'm here?"
Yeah,
So
that's cool, man. Yeah.
yeah, but it's finding those trusted people in anything, and there's still areas and services that I want to get better with. I have people, but they're either a little too expensive or not as they don't like to stay to a schedule. A lot of handymen, it's really hard to keep them on a schedule and be there when they say they're going to be there. So when they give you a time block and then they're not there when somebody's expecting them to be there, like some people are, want to be at their room when somebody's in their room.
I have
Understandable.
a I have a somewhat of a cheat code for that. I
Okay, let's hear it.
My handyman is good, but he's also busy. And let's face it, these are typically not high paying. I mean, they're a couple $100 here, $200 there, those kind of jobs. So for him, he's doing other bigger jobs, and I get it. I'm not knocking it. So I do pay. I have some contractors that I haven't used. I've used contractors for flip or not flips, but doing the kitchens and all that stuff. But I met some other hosts, pad split hosts that are actually contractors.
Okay.
And these guys are great. And so I pay a lot more for their service, but they can come in and it's usually in the like $500-600 range. So it is more expensive. Like if I paid the handyman, it'd be like $200-300. But I do that for speed because if it's something where the member is involved, like the room, and it needs to be this time frame because they've given me this time block, I'll see if I can get those guys because I know that they'll come in. I mean, the handyman's awesome. Don't get me wrong. It's just timing. Sometimes things
Yeah.
happen and whatnot, and he's busy. And he's also has a job. He has a regular W-2 job,
Okay.
and so that's another. But I like the guy so much. I want to use him where I can. But I'll go ahead and pay that higher price because also they do things for me. Like they were just recently there to. I had a situation where this is why I wanted to go the full year because I started in the winter. We weren't as populated, right? And then we hit the summer. Okay, I've been through the summer. Now we're back in the winter. So when the heater switched over, certain things happened. Like I know my Glendale house, the pilot light's going to go out for the hot water heater. So I got a little check mark for next year. Put a vent in the door so when it kicks on, it won't suck it out. Things like that you learn. Well, the other thing I learned is one of the other house, the Kathleen house, when the same thing happened, it turns out the fans are being left on in the. I bought that house. I didn't do the construction on that house. I bought it from somebody else. When I did the construction, this is something I missed. I put in timer fans in all the bathrooms. Well, if there's fans in there, and there's no on button, you can't turn it on and let it run forever. And the reason why is in January of this year, I hadn't swapped out one of the fan switches because it was a dual pole and I hadn't had the wrong switch. In that first month, somebody left a fan on and sucked all the heat out to where my gas bill was like $269. And it should have been around $40-50. So that's the reason anyway, so I had them show up and when the heat kicked on, I remember that from the first house and my this house is all electric. And so I buy these Sensi thermostats for many reasons, but one of the ones is it alerts me, and it alerted me, hey, your heating is not keeping up. It's at 68 degrees, and you've set your minimum to 62. And so something's wrong. I'm like, oh crap. So the fans, anyway, so I'd hired them, they showed up, replaced all 4 fans. It was like $600 switches. But when they're at the house, being that they're other investors, they notice some things like, hey, did you know your towel rack is knocked off in the bathroom? Hey, did you know this curtain rod is completely jacked up? And I was like, hey, man, you mind replacing those for me? And they're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think the bill was like 540. So I paid them 600, just because they took care of that for me. So it's nice. And I've become kind of friends with them too, right? Like we share knowledge. We
Yeah.
share a lot of times when members, I know I'm kind of getting off track here, but members that were in my place that applied at theirs, they'll call me and ask me, and vice versa. Like, hey, how were they? How did they do? Blah, 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 things like that. So we share knowledge, and we all rise at the same, a rising tide raises all boats, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and that what you just said, that goes into everything is real estate's a team sport.
Yeah.
Like most people don't see it that way, but it's if you're way more successful if you can work with other people doing the same thing you are.
Yeah.
So
That's why my
it's
realtor was key because he's got 12 properties in Arizona. So he knows different geographies and things. And
yeah.
that's why I pivoted from Glendale to Phoenix. And now I'm going to go more east.
Yeah, and you were just talking about I didn't think about the thermostats. I don't have, thermostats that I can see what's going on from my phone or anything.
Mm,
But what I did do is lock out my thermostats. So they're set heat or AC, it's the same temperature. Nobody can play with it.
mm,
And if you want to be colder or warmer, you have to do what you have to do. So,
yeah. I locked mine out. They can change the settings between 72 and 78, I think it is, or maybe it's 70. I think it's 78, but nobody really touches it. And there's also it, throughout the day, there's like, nighttime, daytime, and then evening time settings. So I have those pretty much set to the same, but
yeah. All right. Well, I think we hit on building a team. We covered pretty much the main points. So, next episode, we're going to touch on something that we're both doing, which is self-managing, and all the stuff that we talked about was with self-managing, but the possibility of handing this off to property management.
yeah, good one.
All right.